Hello, welcome to Kênh News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Headline today.
The Central Organization Committee announced the decision of the Politburo to appoint Mr. Nguyễn Hiếu, alternate member of the Party Central Committee, a member of the Executive Committee, Standing Committee of Ho Chi Minh City Party Committee, Vice Secretary of Ho Chi Minh City for the 2020 to 2025 term, to join the Executive Committee, Standing Committee, and hold the position of Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee for 2020 to 2025. The Drug Administration of Vietnam, the ministry, intends to found 3 to 6 centers to reserve rare drugs and drugs with limited supply across the country.
Top news. On the afternoon of May 27, at Cần Thơ City Party Committee, a conference to announce the decision of the Politburo on personal work was held. Attending the meeting were Ms. Trương Thị Mai, Politburo member, a permanent member of the Party Central Committee Secretariat, who is also chairwoman of the Organization Commission of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Nên, member of the Politburo, Secretary of the Ho Chi Minh City Party Committee, and leaders of the Ho Chi Minh City and Cần Thơ City, Mr. Lê Quang Mạnh, chairman of the Finance and Budget Committee of the 15th National Assembly and former secretary of the Cần Thơ City Party Committee.
At the conference, Mr. Mai Văn Chính, Standing Deputy Head of the Standing Committee of the Central Organization Committee, announced the decision of the Politburo to appoint Mr. Nguyễn Hiếu, alternate member of the Party Central Committee, a member of the Executive Committee, Standing Committee of Ho Chi Minh City Party Committee, Vice Secretary of Ho Chi Minh City for the 2020 to 2025 term, to join the Executive Committee, Standing Committee, and hold the position of Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee for 2020 to 2025. Honored and proud to be assigned by the Politburo to Cần Thơ City to work, Mr. Nguyễn Hiếu affirmed that he would join forces, join hands, promote the glorious tradition of Cần Thơ, contribute to improving the tradition values, improving people's living, material and spiritual life, at the same time promising to make efforts wholeheartedly together with Executive Committee, the Standing Committee of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, upholds the tradition of solidarity, pioneering, exemplary, sense of responsibility to complete the assigned tasks.
Since the beginning of the year, Cần Thơ City has granted one new foreign direct investment or FDI project with a registered capital of 0.04 million USD. At the same time, there are 3 projects adjusted to increase investment capital, of which there are 2 projects in the industrial park with an increase of 44.6 million USD and 1 project outside the industrial zone with an increase of 0.01 million USD. Terminate 1 project outside the industrial park with registered capital of 1 million USD. According to Cần Thơ Statistical Office, up to now, there are 86 foreign direct investment projects in the city with a total registered investment capital of about 2,267 million USD, of which there are 29 projects in the industrial park with a total registered capital of over 608 million USD. Outside the industrial park, there are 57 projects with a total registered capital of more than 1,658 million USD. From now until the end of the year, Cần Thơ City also makes efforts to conduct promotion activities to invite FDI investors in some countries. By May 2023, the total outstanding balance in Cần Thơ City was estimated at 145,800 Vietnamese đồng, an increase of 2.80% compared to the beginning of the year.
Accordingly, the short-term outstanding balance was 88,100 billion Vietnam dong, accounting for 60.43%. An increase of more than 4.3% compared to the beginning of the year. Outstanding balance of medium and long term was 57,700 billion Vietnam dong, accounting for over 39% of the total outstanding balance, up 0.47% compared to the beginning of the year. Banks focus on lending to priority areas, innovation, startups, etc. These things has contributed to the recovery and development of the city's economic activity. As of May 2023, bad debt was 2,800 billion Vietnam dong, accounting for 1.92% of the total outstanding balance.
The Trust Administration of Vietnam, the Ministry of Health said that the Ministry of Health has been urgently implementing the formation of centers to reserve red trust and trust with limited supply. It's expected to found 3 to 6 centers across the country. The number of trusts in the list is about 15 to 20 times, and botulinum is one of the trusts in this list. The Trust Administration of Vietnam is also meeting with the World Health Organization to study the World Health Organization storage mechanism and how to make a connection between the storage of red trust and trust with little supply in Vietnam, as well as those with limited supply countries around the region, as well as World Health Organization repositories. At present, the legal basis for red trust is basically complete. The Trust Administration of Vietnam has issued a written request to medical examination and treatment facilities across the country to be proactive in building demand, forecasting the epidemic situation, as well as estimating the necessary quantity and purchasing trust to ensure safety in the adequate treatment needs, especially with red trust.
Ladies and gentlemen, sustainable tourism is good for the country and brings long-term sustainability to the future. This is considered an inevitable trend for all countries in exploiting and developing the smokeless industry. For Vietnam in general, Cần Thơ City in particular, sustainable tourism is an interesting concept, and there are very positive starting signals in building as well as proposing solutions for the aforementioned tourism model.
The Swiss Federal Directorate for Economic Affairs has had a working session with leaders of Cần Thơ City People's Committee on a project on sustainable tourism development in Vietnam. The project, with the support of the Swiss government, has been started in early April 2023. Accordingly to the project, the Swiss side will support national policy making in promoting policies on sustainable tourism and help improve the capacity of Vietnam's tourism training institutions to meet the training and professional development on sustainable tourism.
Consider the interdepartmental cooperation, to have a strong interdepartmental cooperation because tourism touches upon many different sectors. On the second point, on your second questions regarding what would the scope of the project be if Cần Thơ were to be selected. We cannot be too detailed at the moment now because, as you mentioned, we are still in the process of selecting. But in general, what we are doing is we are promoting the public-private sector dialogue on sustainable tourism policy.
The World Tourism Organization defines sustainable tourism as the development of tourism activities to meet the current needs of tourists and indigenous people while still being concerned with the conservation and embarrassment of resources for the development of tourism activities in the future. With its role and central location in the Mekong Delta, Cần Thơ has great potential for tourism development. Over the years, tourism infrastructure has gradually been invested and upgraded in the direction of modernity to meet the needs of sightseeing and relaxation of domestic and foreign tourists. And now the city is also developing a set of criteria for green and sustainable tourism in the future.
This set of criteria covers a wide range of content. Generally speaking, the criteria aims to instruct travel units on how to develop the best local tourism environments at the lowest price, so that foreign visitors can feel that our tourism criteria must with international tourism.
Each locality has its own business features. Therefore, there is a crucial need for exchanges between tourism businesses and local management units so that we can single out suitable criteria. Last but not least, after the set of criteria is built up, how to publicize it is very important. Lots of training courses must be organized and awareness must be heightened. By then, travel businesses can succeed in following the criteria. Cần Thơ has many attractive tourism products for tourists. However, in general, the connection of different types of tourism as well as the building of typical tourism products still have certain limitations. Therefore, through building a sustainable tourism model, the city expects to better exploit the available potentials and advantages to bring the local smoke-free industry soon to become a spearhead economic sector.
And now a quick check on weather condition. Thank you very much for your joining us. Please visit us on website kentv.vn. Bye for now.